Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pro Show. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Nazar Vincent, a powerhouse in construction. He runs Avatar Design and Construction. Nazar, it is so good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think our listeners are really in for a treat with all the knack of knowledge that you have. So let's dive in. Nazar, how did you get started in real estate?
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm in my home office, so I don't have my suit on. I'm in my white T-shirt in my home office, but pleasure to meet you, and thank you for having me on this podcast. How did I start in real estate? Real estate was something that I saw from childhood. I remember back in my homestead, I grew up on a farm, and going into the fields and watching watching after the farm and cows and herd and sheep. Fields were just filled with grain and trees and grass and things like that. And I said to myself, wouldn't that be great to put buildings on all this land? And what would it be like? A community with beautiful buildings, skyscrapers, and underground tunnels and things like of that nature. And all that I knew back then was what I was exposed to. When I, after my early youth, came to the United States, landed in New York, I saw it with my real eyes. And that's when the real beginning began. When I saw New York towers and how New York was built on a landfill, I said to myself, wow, this is all possible. So I was very much inspired. And from there on, I started from nothing. I started my career with a $300 credit card, at which point I would buy tools at Home Depot. Thank goodness for Home Depot return policies. That would help me a lot. I would buy the tools that I needed for the day for my assignment, and I would then return them and buy new tools that I needed for the next day. And that's how I started growing the business back when I was roughly 18 years old.
Wow. That is pretty awesome, Nazar. Can you share today what is your main specialty these days, and which markets are you active in?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Beautiful question. The markets that we're in are multifamily and single family. As a developer and as a general contractor, design build general contractor, we are in tenant improvements on a smaller scale. We don't do many projects that are under $1 million for tenant improvements, an existing structure for a landlord. And then they go all the way up to 50, 60, 100 million. And those are warehouses, biotech buildings, labs. We have done a lot of labs. So educational, medical. In the last 4 years, we've been switching strongly to multifamily, mixed use, ground up in opportunity zones. For those that don't know opportunity zones, there's it's a great investment vehicle that virtually operates without capital gains and taxes. So that adds to the bottom line. And single family. Shortage of single family is in Rhode Island, in New Hampshire especially, and parts of Massachusetts. We try to stay in those that are very much in need, and in the market that's between $1 million and $3 million on new construction homes that are ranging between 3,000 square feet and 6,000 square feet. And we seem to do very well with that. Land is always good to buy and build on, but essentially the land pools dry up and you have to go outside of metro areas. So we are now testing and building in submarkets, and it's going very well. We are finishing up a mid-high-rise 8-story 77-unit apartment building that's going to get stabilization with tenants in the month of November this year. And we're starting another project that's the same structure, except 3 times bigger, 252 units with beautiful amenities and parking that a submarket city needs. And that is going to be starting next spring. That's 252 units.
That's exciting. With all the opportunities out there, Nazar, how do you decide which projects to pursue?
Another good question. Which projects to pursue? That starts with not the design so much. A lot of young investors and landowners, typically what I've seen, will design a project, hire an architect, engineer, and nothing for nothing, but I find that architects and engineers are good at what they do, but they're not investors, they're not builders especially, and really they don't understand the ergonomics between cost and underwriting, and that's not their field. So they need to be constantly guided, and most landowners that are inexperienced will trust that the engineer / architect, any other professional, will guide them, but that's not the case. And so what I mean by that, it's very important to get the right consultant, like Avatar, like myself, to underwrite the deal before it's even designed.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So in other words, you take the land cost, you take the construction cost, you take the debt cost, you take the operating expense, and then you look at your revenue and see if it works. And if it doesn't work with the right criteria, with the right DSCR, debt coverage ratio, that number is gold. If that doesn't work, something's got to change or this project is dead. And as Kevin O'Leary says, take it behind the bar and shoot it.
Yep. Speaking of which, every operator has a crazy story or two, a difficult time. Can you share a moment where a deal went sideways and you had to pivot fast? What did you learn
Oh,
from it?
that seems like many times. Deals go sideways almost all the time. And how you reflect to that and how you prepare for that is how you come out of it. So, for example, my latest deal was difficult to overcome during rates when they went from, I want to say the prime rate in 2022 went from 4.25 to 7.25, or maybe even higher. I don't recall exactly, but it doubled basically. So what does that mean? Your cost of debt went up twice as much. So if your mortgage is, say, $300,000, now it's going to be $600,000. Your expenses went up to operate the building, but your revenue did not go up double. It's all of a sudden the rent did not go from $3,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment to $6,000. So that became very, very difficult. And what helped in my situation and why I love design build, because we can control the cost. So if I was just a developer and my team was just strictly focused on underwriting, on all the numbers, which is great. But if you have no control over the construction cost and you have to rely on bids from general contractors who could at some point say inflation, increase in cost, and we didn't carry as much contingency, therefore we chewed up all the contingency. Now it's a change order of X amount of dollars, blah, blah, blah. In other words, construction cost is going up. You're not ready for it. You're in deep trouble. Now, how is that different with us, or at least with my setup? Is that we are in-house design, construction, entitlement, everything besides banking. We have everything in-house. So our deals are off market. We don't have to rely on any real estate agents. How the deal can go sideways, we control it. Everything is pretty much from A to B, meaning A being, say, the seller, B being the buyer, us, and vice versa. So the communication is very much dialed in, and there is no interpretation of someone who thinks maybe something went otherwise. We also are in charge of negotiating of the construction cost. So it's our internal setup, and we could defer the profit of the construction cost because it's us. So we could say, we don't need the profit right now. We just need the overhead to operate, and we'll defer the rest later. So what does that mean? When the cost of debt goes up, you have to decrease something somewhere or increase your revenue. If you can't increase your revenue, you have to decrease the cost somewhere. So we are able to decrease the cost internally and still plane out. So with that being said, that was what helped me pivot with this difficult situation. And of course, the interest rates went down a little bit. I was lucky a little. And the compilation between the combination between the construction cost, control of construction cost, and the interest rate going down, i.e., lower cost of debt, helped out to plane out and get underwritten and get the construction loan and move forward. So construction loans are tough. A lot of banks and lenders will shoot for giving you less than more and ask you to put more to lessen their risk. Um, and hence why it brings to the next subject is equity is where we're seeking in the market.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Nazar, I want to rewind a little bit. You were talking about how like almost everything you do is in-house, which is fantastic. That's an awesome strength that you have with your company. Can you break down for people and give some advice for how you build out a team like that?
Advice is the team is built on strength. It's built on foundation. It's built on a few that can hold like the Hercules that can hold the weight. Because if your first two fail or your first one out of two fails, now you kind of like let's just say let's use three as a three-legged stool. Now you have no leg. You have to fix that leg until you have a three-legged stool. And to get that three-legged stool could take some time because that's your core. And those people cannot fail you pretty much. Then you start building another three-legged stool on top of that and you start stacking them. That's the best analogy I can come up with. And that is just simply vetting those people out. I don't believe in going to a employment broker and saying, oh, we're going to take this guy from this company, bring it to you, and he's the best in sliced bread. And he might be, but until he's tested, he's not. So that goes back to the time is I've seen people be with me for a year and come to find out they're no good. And I've seen people be with me for 5 years, 7 years and saying, where am I going to go? I've been with you for 7 years. I might as well stay. If it came to that discussion. And I look for people that, if I look at a resume and I call them grasshoppers, not because they're green, but they hop around. It's like, same thing as in a marriage. Somebody's divorced 3 times. I think the problem is not with that person, not with the people that they divorced, but the person itself, because something's wrong. It's the same thing with employer-employee. If you went from one company for a year, you've been there, then another company, another company, another company, and it's always the same answer. Oh, it's the employer. Oh, it's the issue with them. Oh, it's a bad company. Oh, yeah, they have hundreds of employees, and you're the only one that has that opinion, and the other ones are there. I think something's off here. So that's probably my biggest thing is if somebody's been with someone for 10 years and then there's a divorce, well, at least they can be with someone for 10 years. So that's key of kind of like underwriting key for employment. And I think the rest is just testing. I don't think you can hire someone thinking they're going to be the best for you and this and that, which is why brings to another, I guess, answer a question. Why people ask me, how come you don't have, the president of the company and the vice president and this? I go, I don't think the company's ready for a vice president because the underlying keys are what's that three-legged stool on top of a three-legged stool on top of that other one. And those people have been with me for a long time. And this new guy is going to come in and tell him what's up. Not going to work very well. It's very much important to promote within. That way people know that person and may be jealous a bit but hey, you promote the right person. bringing new people on, I think maybe works in large corporations, not in a small business.
Mhm. I love what you said, and it makes sense that you're so intentional about who you bring in to work with you. Now, talking a little bit more outside of that circle, but still in the circle that you know, what's been the biggest game changer for you when it comes to building relationships in the industry and growing your network?
Biggest game changer, I would say, I think when I moved to a more um, metro area, I met my wife. She was from DC. I lived in New Hampshire, and we decided to connect in Boston and stay. Opened up a lot of doors from the fact that I constantly meet new people. So it's important, in my opinion, to stay in the city if you're going to meet new people. It's cool and chill, and you can go hiking and relax and park your car without issues and traffic when you're in the suburbs. But don't expect to meet too many people that will help you along in your life. So I think that's a big lesson to me that I didn't do that sooner. I met I guess, a platform, a team called Mastermind Boardroom by Ken Clothier, who's an entrepreneur, and some people know him. He's from California, San Diego. Um, I started networking. I started going to meetings in Chicago, like I mentioned, every quarter. We met in Seattle. We met in Tampa. We met in Miami. We met in Boston. And through those meetings, the same and better people are in those rooms. They're, it's a very selective team, about 350 people, and everyone gets to work with each other in different rooms. So we get to meet each other. And some are in similar industries. Most of us are in real estate, but different. I mean, real estate is vast. I mean, you can be in so many things. Lenders and brokers and yada, 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 wholesalers, developers. Um, so that helped me a lot. And I think another lesson learned, which I kind of knew, but I wish I stepped on it a lot quicker in my life, is not to associate yourself with people that are, when I say less than you, I don't mean that in an egoistic way, but they know less than you, they've achieved less than you. Um, what could you gain from them? Not much. Maybe good friends. That's nothing wrong with that. Loyal friends help you move furniture. Maybe, you know, I don't know what else they could do, but, support you in some way. But I personally, if I'm going through a hard time, I would want to be around someone who's stronger than me, who can say, get up, wipe your snots, and let's go. Not, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Things happen. That doesn't help.
Yeah, totally. So let's look ahead, Nazar. Can you share more about what do you see on the horizon? Is there a dream project that you've got your eyes on? Are you looking to scale? Tell us more.
Scalability has been well, talking about S's, the strength that I have is scalability. Everything I look at, any business, anybody who invited me to another business to invest into, I always say, is there scale? That's instantly what I look at. Scale, cash flow. If you don't have both, not interested. Um, Cash flow is key. It's blood to our body. And you compare, if you don't have your blood circulating, you're dead. You go home. At work, as I always say, we don't have cash flow, we all pack up and leave. There will be no business. And if we don't scale, I mean, what is this for? Just to go to work, get a paycheck, go home, feed the kids, go to bed. Fine to some people, but it's not exciting at all. So, hence why we're, finishing up a 77 unit building, going to 250 units. You may say, well, what a great jump, crazy jump, 3 times. Well, it just worked out that way. It was just a project that was available.
All right, Nazar, before we let you go, if someone wants to connect with you, learn more about Avatar design and construction, maybe they want to collaborate, what's the best way for them to reach you?
My email is nazar@avatarconstructioninc.com. So it's nazar@avatarconstructioninc.com. My name is spelled Nazar, and my number is 781-488-8509, 781-488-8509. Text me, call me. Leaving a message is okay, but text or call is better.
Awesome, Nazar. Thanks so much for dropping all that knowledge today. Your focus on strategic growth and building the right team is exactly the kind of insight that our listeners need to level up.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Everyone tuning in, if you got value from this episode, make sure you're subscribed. We got more conversations like this from operators like Nazar who are building incredible real estate empires. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.